Hi, I'm Fletcher Rhoden, and my pet peeve for today is daylight savings time. Well, Pet Peeves is brought to you by my website, FletcherRhoden.com. That's where you can find links, such as the one to my authors page at Amazon.com. That's where you can buy my books in paperback, or for Kindle, or in audiobook format. There's also a link to my Spotify artist page, where you can download my latest music. I've got lots of albums to download. In 2024, I had a 4-album set called Quadrilogy. And this year, 2025, I have a new album called I'm Possible. Uplifting, inspirational pop music that you're sure to enjoy. Now you can download that music and more at Spotify or at any of the download sites you prefer. Wherever you like to download your favorite music, you can download mine. But at my website, FletcherRhoden.com, you can find exclusive music, which is downloadable for free. So enjoy that. All right. Today's pet peeve. This is one a lot of people share. Some of these are quite particular, and you might even say a little bit persnickety. Some are quite common. You know, the reason I do this show is, first of all, misery loves company. Does it bring you any solace to hear me say what you've been meaning to say for years about bad drivers or about tardy people? Well, I'm happy to get that off your chest. Or maybe you never realized how much it bothered you until you heard me talk about it. Or maybe, after hearing me talk about it, it doesn't really bother you that much. Either way, you're bound to get something out of this, if nothing more than just a chuckle or two. So, daylight savings time. Isn't it done yet? I thought we ended it in 2023. Turns out we didn't. Did it end in 2024? I can't even keep track. Is it ever going to end? Why did it even begin? There are so many different theories about why there's daylight savings time. No one can really be sure. Was it for farmers? Was it for employers who could get another hour out of their laborers? What's the point of it? It's so disruptive. First of all, whatever purpose it had originally, it can't possibly have that purpose anymore. What are we all reading? Poor Richard's Almanac? Trying to figure out when the next full moon is going to be? Come on. It's outlived its usefulness. And the amount of disruption it causes is way beyond any benefit that it has. There's an actual thing called SAD, Seasonal Affected Disorder. And it's when it always happens at daylight savings time. Whatever the move is. Fall ahead, fall behind, spring ahead, whatever it is. Every 6 months, people have to adapt to this. And it causes sleep disruptions, and it can cause depression, and it can cause agitation, which can disrupt people's lives. To no real purpose. And we all do it. And I just don't understand why. Nobody does. Why do we keep doing it? No one seems to understand that either. We even claimed to have stopped doing it. Did we? Nobody seems to understand that. The whole thing is just a ridiculous mystery, and in a world that's hard enough to understand and navigate as it is, do we really need this extra thorn in our side? Do we really need this? Every 6 months it's this. We lose a month. We lose an hour. We gain an hour. 2024 was a leap year. So we gained a day. But was it 23 hours or 25 hours? Where was the day that we got? Was it during daylight savings time in the plus column or in the minus column? Which is the free day? Is it the first day of the year or the last day of the year? Or is it the middle day of the year? I don't know much about that leap year thing. And I don't appreciate it either. But it only happens once every 4 years, and it doesn't make a difference. I defy anyone to say, oh yeah, every 4 years I get leap year syndrome. No one gets that. That doesn't exist. Most of the time, people don't even get where their free day is. And they don't make good use of it. So getting the free day is no big boon. Just like getting a free hour is no big boon. Because you lose that hour, because you're oversleeping, because it throws off your schedule. Because it's weird that suddenly it's dark at night at 6 o'clock, whereas 6 months ago it was bright until 8 o'clock. How did changing 1 hour make 2 hours worth of darkness difference? It doesn't seem sensical, but that's what happens. You know why? Because daylight savings time is not sensical. It was a dumb idea to begin with, and keeping it is a dumb idea now. And I do get that disorder where, I find my sleep is disrupted. And I have a hard enough time sleeping well anyway. And I just don't need this extra discombobulation. Also, how many people fail to turn their clocks back and therefore they're either an hour early or an hour late for appointments and things of that sort? Now, luckily, we have automatic clocks. Probably the clock on your microwave is going to be automatically reset. And certainly the clock on your phone is going to be automatically reset. But if the clock on your wall isn't, and what is it that you first look at in the morning? Is it your phone? If you were me, what I do is, the first thing I do is push myself up out of bed, squint at the clock to see what time it is. The clock on the wall, which has hands, which runs on a battery, which has to be reset every 6 months. And I know I'm not the only one. There are people in this country who still have landlines. They still use clock radios. If they can even afford a clock radio. You can still buy a clock radio at CVS. And you're going to have to reset it every 6 months. It's daylight savings time is a pain in the brain, to put it civilly, because I want to keep these videos running. It's not that I make any money from them, I don't. If I were monetized by YouTube, I'd have to pay them. But if I paid that much time and attention to daylight savings, then I'd probably be an hour late with my payment. Stop this madness. Stop with the daylight savings time. It's obnoxious, it's annoying, and it's one of my pet peeves. Is it one of yours? Do you find that every 6 months you're unnecessarily disrupted from your routine? Maybe you aren't ever bothered by it. Maybe it bothers you that people get bothered by it. Well, my pet peeve is people who get upset with daylight savings time. It's an hour. What do you want? What do you care? You might be right. It might have annoyed you before, but hearing me prattle on about it might just have turned you around. Good. Well, I'm glad to have affected some kind of positive change. Or it could be that now you're stuck with this and you'll never be happy again. Sorry, but I'm glad to give you something for your time and your trouble, and I hope you tune in again to make your life even more miserable. That's part of what Pet Peeves is about, is misery loves company. And haven't you ever wanted to scream out, I hate late people! I hate it when people are rude! Well, that's what I'm doing here. So if I can be a little cathartic, a little bit of catharsis to you, then I'm happy to do that. And I do it every other Monday right here on this YouTube channel, premiering Mondays at noon Mountain Central Time. Every other Monday. That's because the alternate Mondays, I do my other show, Quotes and Quips. And we've got a whole new season for this year, 2025. You can watch reruns of both shows. There's also a whole year of Quotes and Quips from 2024 right on this YouTube channel. You can watch those for fun. And I have a show from 2023 called Tracking the Lone Wolf on its own YouTube channel, Tracking the Lone Wolf. That's from my book, Tracking the Lone Wolf, The Sigma at Work, at Home, and at Play. You can get that in all three formats, paperback, Kindle, and audiobook format from Amazon. Go to my website, FletcherRhoden.com, for a link directly to my author page, or go there on your own. Don't forget to check out my other books and my records, including my new pop album, I'm Possible. Downloadable from wherever you like to download your favorite music. Until then, keep watching, tune in again. And until then, bye, Mary.